As nuclear talks with the United States remain in limbo, Iran is preparing a military backup plan for a full-scale war. Iran has signed a massive deal to import thousands of tons of ammonium perchlorate from China, a chemical that powers solid-fueled ballistic missiles. And according to a report by the Wall Street Journal, once delivered, the stockpile could help Iran produce as many as 800 missiles. And this is not just about self-defense. Iran appears to be positioning itself for a broader regional strategy. According to the WSJ report, some of these materials may end up with proxy militias, including the Houthis in Yemen. Tehran continues enriching uranium just shy of weapons grade and made it clear that it will not consider imposing any kind of restrictions on its uranium enrichment. Iran's representatives at the United Nations, in fact, declined to comment on the issue, while a Chinese foreign ministry spokesperson said China was not aware about any such deal. According to the US, Iran's missile program is among the most advanced in the region, and these new chemical deliveries could significantly expand that firepower. Behind the scenes, Iran is digging in, literally. Like we told you on the show last night, the Iranian army is already laying the groundwork for 5 new military bases across, missile bases across the country. 5 new missile bases across the country. And plans are drawn, they are already being organized, and there are many more such instances recently that demonstrate how Iran is preparing itself for a war-like situation. Just a few weeks ago, the IRGC unveiled its first underground drone base stocked with locally built UAVs, surveillance drones, loitering munitions. While back in March, Iran also revealed its largest underground missile depot, showcasing vast supplies of ballistic and cruise missiles. And last month, the Iran military rolled out the Qasem Basir, a new solid-fueled missile with a range of 1,200 kilometers, touted as capable of evading most anti-missile defense systems. And Israel is likely to be monitoring all these developments closely. Israel has told the White House they will not launch a strike against Iran unless US President Donald Trump signals that diplomacy has failed. Regardless, for Iran, the message is absolutely clear. If the talks collapse, a plan B for tackling war is already in motion. In today's world, it's hard to ignore AI. From drafting that mail to making big decisions, AI has become a crucial part of many people's lives. But did you know that it could be contributing to the climate crisis as well? A new study has revealed that AI is scaling the tech industry's emissions to dangerous levels. A new report from the United Nations International Telecommunication Union has revealed an average 150% increase in indirect carbon emissions by 4 leading AI-focused tech companies in just 3 years between 2020 and 2023. So what exactly led to that spike? As per the study, high energy demands of AI systems and data centers are driving up global energy consumption. And in 2021, AI and machine learning contributed 0.2% of global emissions. That was about 10% for the entire tech sector. It has only accelerated since then. Among the worst performers is Amazon, whose operational emissions reportedly increased 182% over the 2020 to 2023 period, followed by Microsoft 155%, Meta 145%, and Alphabet 138%, as per the study. And these include the emissions directly created by operations of these companies, as well as those from purchased energy consumption. What are the takeaways here? While AI innovations and growing demand for digital services like cloud computing are promising, clearly they come at a cost, one borne by the planet. And at this pace, emissions from AI systems could soon hit 102.6 million tons of carbon dioxide every year. Hold on to everything you thought you knew about the cosmos. The story we have been told about the universe's genesis might be a cosmic fabrication. A new theory dares to question the ultimate origin, suggesting the Big Bang was not the starting gun, but a mere echo in an infinitely grander cycle. take a look at this report.
The Big Bang, the explosive origin of time and space, may not be the beginning after all. For nearly a century, the Big Bang has stood as the ultimate origin story, the fiery moment from which all space, time, and matter exploded into being. Now, a team of physicists argue that the Big Bang wasn't the beginning, but a transition, like waking up from a long sleep into another cycle of a far older universe. This bombshell theory, recently detailed in Physical Review Journal, proposes a bouncing cosmology where the universe didn't explode from nothing, but rather rebounded from a previous phase of contraction. Imagine the universe collapsing inward over billions of years, and then bouncing back into expansion. This idea is more than poetic, it's mathematical. The study builds on new equations in loop quantum gravity, a field that aims to bridge the laws of quantum mechanics and general relativity. So maybe we weren't born from a one-time bang, but from a repeating beat of crunch and expansion, a universe that inhales and exhales forever. The Big Bang wasn't the beginning, it was the bounce before the next breath. This isn't just a tweak to our understanding, it's a fundamental shift in perspective.
On Thursday night, Israel carried out airstrikes on the Lebanese capital Beirut's southern suburbs, saying it was targeting drone production of the Lebanese group Hezbollah. The strikes, which hit 8 buildings at 4 locations, marked the first time in more than a month that Israel had struck on the outskirts of Beirut, and the 4th time since a US brokered ceasefire agreement ended the latest war between Israel and Hezbollah in November. In a wave of intense bombing, at least 10 Israeli airstrikes ravaged the southern suburb of Dayeh, a traditional stronghold of Hezbollah, and several areas in South Lebanon. Other areas included Haret Rik and Burj El Barajneh. In fact, most significantly, the attack comes on the eve of Eid al-Adha, one of the most important occasions, celebrations in Islam, and a religious holiday for the Muslims. In a statement, the Lebanese president strongly condemned the strikes and called them a flagrant violation of an international accord, thus referring to the ceasefire that took place in November last year. In fact, earlier evacuation warnings for several buildings in the Beirut neighborhoods were issued. Loud explosions were heard in different parts, and the strike sent thousands fleeing. However, no injuries were reported so far.
We were at home when they sent the warning. We had our children with us. We carried them and went down. What you see here, it looks like just a residential building. This is the Israeli occupation. What did the ceasefire committee do for us? What did the American ceasefire guarantees do for us?
Since at the location, there was an evacuation warning and there was no surprise. Actually, we got used to this. Each time there is a strike, and we lived the war for a year and a half, and sacrifices will continue to be offered. We would all sacrifice ourselves for this resistance.
As per the IDF, the strikes targeted a Hezbollah unit producing thousands of drones underground, funded and directed. In fact, they were also intended to prevent Hezbollah from regrouping after a war that took out much of its senior leadership and arsenal. The strikes also came in the wake of the Israeli Prime Minister confirming that Israel is arming clans in Gaza that he says are opposed to Hamas. The conflict between Israel and Lebanon is long-standing, one that reportedly killed over 4,000 people in Lebanon, including hundreds of civilians. And back in April, the Lebanese government said that Israeli strikes had killed another 190 people and wounded 485 since the ceasefire took effect. And the tensions between the two sides are only simmering. Meanwhile, Israel continues to attack Gaza. In the last 24 hours, over 30 people were killed in several parts. An entire family was wiped out, among other tragic stories coming in.